Hi friends, so I'm going to be continuing my color series journey. So far I've done Orange Sunset and Dreamy Lavender, and those were probably my first two videos that I ever did, and I kind of just left the series hanging. So here we are bringing it back. So today obviously I'm going to be doing a Smokey Rose eyeshadow look. So today I'm actually going to be using my Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette for this look, but of course feel free to use whatever pink eyeshadows that you already have and that you're comfortable with. Okay, so let's just get into it. So first we're going to be doing a nice glowy base. If I have the time to, I like using this liquid illuminator underneath my foundation. It's like the perfect champagne gold color for my skin tone, and it gives me like a nice soft glow. Since it is underneath the foundation, it's not too much, and I really like the way it looks. It's super pigmented, so you really only need just a little bit, and then I blend that out with just my regular foundation brush. And you can tell already just by like a couple of drops, it instantly smooths my skin. So next I'm going to be using my foundation. I feel like I talk about this foundation all the time. This is my Rare Beauty foundation. I have it in the shade 180W if you're looking for shade comparisons. And I really like it. I have a lot that I like to cover up, and I also like kind of being able to see my freckles a little bit. And it kind of gives me the best of both worlds while also giving me a nice smooth texture on my skin. I like using this brush that I have from NYX, and it just makes my skin look so smooth and perfect, and it's kind of wonderful. I absolutely love how fresh and light this foundation is. I would be completely fine just going out in public just like this. Next, I'm going to be using my Aesthetica bronzer. This is just a light bronzing powder. I use it mostly just to sculpt my cheekbones. I've put most of the product closer towards the outside of my face, closer towards my ear, and then I gently brush it down towards my mouth. It kind of just gives me some angles on my face. I have a pretty round face. And then just to get a little extra definition, I'm going to use some setting powder on the edges of the bronzer and really concentrate that underneath the bronzer to get a nice smooth line. And then I'm just going to blend that in with a nice fluffy brush and really just try and make it look as natural as possible. I mean, straight lines aren't normal on faces, so really just blend it out so it looks normal. Best advice ever. I also use the same powder and put it underneath my eyes just to smooth out my under eyes a little bit more. And again, back over with the same fluffy brush. Next, I'm going to be using this head rush palette by Haus Labs. This is in the shades Flirt and Fling, and it's a nice rose pink color to really match with the eyes. I take it a little bit higher than the bronzer and bring it in a little bit more, so it's actually like on top of the cheeks. Next, I'm going to take that same highlighter that goes in the palette. It's kind of just like a rosy pink highlight. I'm just going to place that on top of the blush. So we should have like about 3 different layers that hopefully are seamlessly blended in together. It looks really pretty when the light catches it. Next, I'm going to be using my Joah Brown Down To Me brow pencil. It's in the shade Brunette. This is the most optional step there is. I like doing my eyebrows almost every day. It looks kind of weird if I don't, just because my eyebrows are so thin. I just like fluffing them up and filling them in a little bit. And they can stay in place all day. Next, I'm going to set all of my complexion products with this Charlotte Tilbury airbrush flawless filter. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think it's airbrush filter, something filter, I have no idea. And just let it dry a little bit so that everything sits down in place. Next, I'm going to be using my Pat McGrath Labs Divine Rose palette like I mentioned earlier. It's a nice rosy tone and it would be perfect for this look. So first I'm going to start out with this smoky purpley pink color and blend that into my crease, just a little above the crease actually. And I'm making a general shape that is kind of curved but also straightened out towards the end so that it meets kind of close to where my eyebrow ends. I want to make a nice pointed cat eye at the end of this. So I'm essentially just blocking out a line or like a perimeter of where I want to stay within so that it doesn't get too messy and I know where I'm going. Choose a shade that's light enough that if you make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal, but deep enough so that you kind of stay within those perimeters. Okay, next I'm going to be using a darker burgundy color to sketch out where I want my cat eye to go. So this is going to get covered up with shimmer, but I need to bring it back and know where it is, so I want to use a darker color. To do the cat eye, I try and keep my eyes somewhat open, just so I have a reference of where to shape it, and then close it so that I can actually put it there. Next, I'm going to cover my lid with this rosy pink shimmer color, and I'm just going to stretch out all over the lid, and don't worry about covering up the other colors. I don't want to go too far past the crease for this, but I do want it to cover the whole lid with full opacity. Next, I'm going to take what looks like this white color, but it's actually a really iridescent pink, and I'm just going to spread that over mostly the center of the eyelid. And then finally, I'm going to go back in with the burgundy color and bring that up into the crease to shape out the cat eye a little bit more. And this really just deepens up the color and solidifies where you're going with this, so make sure you have a good shape. Next, I'm just going to be taking the lightest shimmer color in the palette and placing that on the inner corner. You could also use a highlighter for this as well. It works just as good. For the most part, this is the shape. I'm just gonna define the cat eye on the bottom again. So I already placed this, but now I'm gonna be using a finer line to actually be the final product. For this, again, I'm gonna be opening my eyes, and basically if I was extending where my bottom lashes would be, that's the upward shape that I would be going for. And then I'm just drawing that in and tapering it in towards the middle. I'm using small strokes for this and just gradually building up. Then I bring that into the inner corner as well. Just a tiny little sliver though. I don't want it to be too chunky on the inside. If it is too chunky on the inside, it kind of closes up your eyes a little bit more and it doesn't really elongate them. I'm sure everybody remembers their super chunky overlined eyeliner in like middle school or high school or whenever you first started doing makeup, and just how heavy your eyes looked. So yeah, really just try thinning them out where it needs to be thinner, which is closer toward the inside, and then elongating them further out. Next, I'm just going to be smoking out the lower lash line with the transition shade, which was that lovely smoky purple color, and just bringing that in. Again, this is a place where if you do it too heavy and too much, it could look, like heavy and too much. Okay, and with that, we are all done with the eyeshadow. It only took me about 10 minutes to do. For a look that looks this involved, I think that's pretty good. I just absolutely love how universally flattering pink is on all different kinds of eye colors. I'm someone that likes to play around with different colored contacts. I've tried blue, I've tried green. Pink is just one of those colors that looks great on all of them. So if you are a little bit shy when it comes to playing with different colored eyeshadows, I definitely think pink is one of the safer colors to try out. I think you're gonna absolutely love it. I'm just gonna apply some eyelash primer and some mascara and finish up the eyes. Next, I'm just gonna finish it up with a nice soft pink color for the lips. And I'm just using like a creamy, satiny lipstick. This is also from Pat McGrath. As you can tell, it just really matches my lip color and just enhances it a little. Okay, so this is the finished look. I would absolutely love to know what you think, if you want to try it out for Valentine's Day coming up, or just a random date night, or you're just really feeling it if you just want to play with makeup. Whatever it is, I would love to see it. Yeah, feel free to share it with me. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Comment down below what color you want to see next in the color series. I pretty much have all the colors left, so comment down below which colors are your favorite or which ones you like to see the most. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, and bye!